welcome if it's your first time visiting, or welcome back if it's not your first time visiting the Western Reborn Crew channel. I'm Paula, reborn mummy and collector of the Western Reborn Crew reborn dolls and artist of some of them. Now I'm back again with another video, and this will be my last introduction video of the members of the Western Reborn Crew at current. In this video I'll be introducing you to Shane, and you're looking at Shane. Now I know I could probably be standing beside him, but you'll probably see my face. I like being behind the camera for now. Now also today, since I'm learning about tags and themes on YouTube, I'm going to do Casual Fun Friday from Little Waddle's Nursery. So I'm going to dress Shane into a Casual Fun romper as I tell you his story. I'm going to try and do a close-up of Shane. So bear with me, I'll be back. I'm back, guys. So I put up a close-up of him. I'm still working out how to do cameras on phones, etc. Now here's his romper, guys, for Casual Fun Friday. It's a shorts romper, if you can see that. And it's got palm leaves, Monstera Delicio leaf, and a hibiscus flower, but in green. And it has a little sign on there, Grandma's Little Dude. So it's another baby berry outfit. So this is a 000, so that'll be 0 to 3 months. So I'll be changing him into that today for Casual Fun Friday. Now Shane here, as I dress him into this, I'll tell you about him. He is the reborn Eliza sculpt that was sculpted by Donna Rupert of Bountiful, or for Bountiful Baby. Now again, I did a trial custom portrait of, this time it's my husband, Brent, when he was about 5 years old, but I made Shane here as that custom portrait, a younger version of that 5-year-old, but I used the photo as an inspiration. Now I came to do this completely by accident. I had been looking at some photos of Brent when he was a child, from baby, toddler to child. Don't know how I managed that. I've got this all wrong. And the next day I went to do some practice reborn painting on an Eliza kit that I had on the table, and lo and behold, when I picked up her head, I saw the most strongest similar features of Brent as a child from one of those photos. So I quickly, you know, from the skinniness of his lips, the shape of his chin, the roundness of his head, the eye, even the eye shape, hoping I didn't pull him out of context from you, was just so similar. So I quickly grabbed the photo because I just thought maybe I'm seeing things. I have to undo this. Sorry, didn't even know. I can't really see in here. Got the ring light on so that you can see him better. So I do have to undo this. I didn't register. It sort of blinded me. Thought this was just a shirt. Yeah. So I quickly grabbed that photo, and yeah, you help me, buddy, because I'm having trouble with you. You're a hard one to strip. Yeah, and compared the photo to the kit. Yeah, and so I set about doing my second custom trial piece, just as a trial. Nothing was, you know, in concrete to be an actual thing. So yes, this is the trial result, is Shane. And I'll show you the photo at the end of this video of Brent when he was younger, as a comparison shot next to Shane here. So we get this off. Now as you can see, I'll leave this shirt on underneath his romper. It's got a little rocket on it. Shows he's a real boy, hey? Whew. Now, as you can see, Shane, or the Eliza kit, is a 3/4 limbed, 3/4 vinyl limbed kit. And as I was, and which I really like the posability of the 3/4 limbs. Not just the posability, but for photos or anything, but just how they can move around a bit more. You know, you don't have to be as gentle, and you could definitely, was my custom. I've used the big head zip ties because I was just putting him together to see how he was, see how he looked, and then I was going, and to see how he weighed. And then I was going to redo his zip ties, but I haven't gotten around to that. I enjoyed him once he was put together, but I will get to it. So we're not having these so exposed. Now, as Brent, in the photo of him as a 4 or 5-year-old, he must have been, he has a full set of hair, and I mean a real full set of hair. Blondish brown. So as I was still trying to root, I hadn't even really, I'd attempted a bit of micro rooting on Doles, but the thought of giving him a full head of hair, and I hadn't had done some hair yet, I didn't really want to ruin that. So again, I had Prisma penciled, not only Prisma penciled his hair, so let me just get him up. So he's got a full head of hair. I'm hoping you can see that because I can't see anything. So I sort of, there you go. And if I turn around, so he had hair down the side. And to make it fuller, and so it wasn't always just like stringy pencil lines, I painted to make it more fuller on the sides, at the front where it curves out the front, and at the back. So there you go. I don't know how well my camera's picking it up, so I've got to remember to go slow. Oh, here. I don't know what I'm doing. This is on a tripod, so why can't I just pick that up there? See? So yeah, so in future, now I'm actually practicing. I've done Eden's head, and I did like the swirl, and that was just, I'm gradually getting more hair and practicing with more hair. So as it's sort of like going to be a rooting map for me. I am going to root hair along here to make it more three-dimensional, 3D-ish, but not, I'm hoping that the painted Prisma underneath will make it look fuller underneath, but we'll see how I go. I'm going to try and do that when I come back, so in the next 3 months, and see how it goes, because once it's in, I really don't want to be pulling it out, because it'll just wreck the vinyl head. But it is a trial, you know, but I don't know if I can get another Eliza kit. She is a pretty old kit. Now, I renamed him Shane, obviously, because he's a boy, so we can't keep him as Eliza. But there's a very personal reason why I actually named him Shane. Now, Brent, when Brent was born, his mother actually named him Shane. However, the mother had to give up her baby, Shane, for adoption. 2 weeks later, he was adopted, and his adoptive parents actually named him Brent. We found out that his name was Shane. I found out, sorry. Oh, my dear. Have you seen how I dressed Shane? I put his leg in an armhole. I am not looking at what I'm doing. So the second leg hole is a zipper. Let's put you in here. Put you in properly. Yeah, so Brent was adopted, and he knew he was adopted, and he had actually gotten some paperwork about his adoption because he wanted to find who his birth parents were. And he knew his mother's name, but Brent didn't really look at the paperwork properly. There was a number of paperwork in there, but once he saw his mother's name, I think he just stopped there and didn't bother looking any further. So when Brent passed, I actually did look at the paperwork and I did find out about his father and a bit of the story about why Brent was adopted. So in Australia and New Zealand, if back in the 70s, Brent and I were a year apart, so we're both born in the 70s, and it was that if you weren't married, that the baby had to be adopted out. I don't know if that was law, but I do know it was very common. My parents too conceived me out of wedlock, and had they not married, I too would have been adopted out, but they married, and that was in New Zealand. So, and Brent was here in Australia, and it was still done here. Now, Brent's mum was a 16-year-old. Just pull that down so you can see. Yeah, she was a 16-year-old girl. She was working as a hairdresser when she fell pregnant with Brent, or Shane. And the fella didn't obviously want to marry her. I don't know whether he knew about the pregnancy. It seems like on the paperwork he did, and he didn't want anything to do with the baby. But I have found Brent's father after Brent passed. Brent does have a bit of his build, not so much in looks, but the build of his body. However, when speaking with Brent's biological father, they sounded exactly the same. It was like I was talking to Brent. They had the exact same vocal cords, softness of voice. Oh, it was just eerie to listen to. So I did get to speak to the biological father, not the biological mum. However, I am aware we did get hold, when Brent was alive, we did get hold of his half-sister. So his mum went on to have another daughter, or another child, and it was a daughter, so half-sister. But, so she did tell us that the mum had always, well, as of course, never forgot about Brent, who she knew as Shane. She didn't know him as his adoptive name. However, that half-sister wouldn't let Brent see his mother without some conditions, and Brent was a hard man. He wasn't going to go under any conditions. It was either the mother visited him or see him or whatever, if the mother was willing to see him, without conditions. And therefore, sadly, nothing come of that. So yeah. So that's Brent's story. But it's also reborn Shane's story of how he came to have his name, being he's a custom of Brent and in honour of Brent. Now at the end of this video I will post some photos of Shane sitting next to a cushion that has it's an old VK Holden Commodore pictured on it. I do actually have that cushion. Bear with me, let me get it. I actually bought it when I saw it in a shop here. I don't know. So you're going to have to move up, Shane. So it's a type of car. And it's one of the cars that Brent used to own. He was really proud of his VK Commodore. So I bought that in memory of Brent. And for those who don't know, it's a type of car. VK Commodore Holden is a type of car here in Australia. It's an old version car. So yes, I do have a photo of Shane here, nicely dressed up next to that cushion. And I'll have also the photo of my Brent actually standing next to his VK. And I'll have that in the photo slide as well at the end. Now, in response to Rebecca's Cloud Kids Reborn Nursery tag that I'm mentioning again, Shane was one of the actual answers to the question, if your reborn doll had a girl power motto, what would it be? Well, in this case, it was a boy power motto. And my answer was that Shane's boy power motto is, he reminds me to be awake, since Shane is an awake kid, to moments of kindness and do the same in return. Now, why I answered that way is because my darling husband, Brent, was a very kind man who was sorely misunderstood for a majority of his 30 years of his adult life. He was such a generous person, very kind to anyone, which I was the main and everyday recipient of, which I was very privileged to be. And so I answered in that way because he does remind me to be awake to kindness and to give kindness. Not only to see kindness in others, but to give kindness in return. It's not a one-way road. So that was the reason for the answer that I gave to your question, Rebecca, and for anyone else who may have watched that tag response video, which is, I think, 2 videos ago. So that's Shane's story of how he came into my collection, how he came to be the gorgeous boy he is today, and why he has the name Shane. It looks quite smart in his casual, fun Friday outfit. I'm doing the theme for Little Waddle's nursery. So now I've introduced you to all the babies of the Western Reborn crew. Doesn't mean I won't add to that later. But thank you guys for watching this video. From all of us here at the Western Reborn crew, keep smiling and hopefully we'll see you soon.